I'm delighted to be back in the office and to welcome our latest guest on Property, WBA lightweight boxing champion of the world, Anthony Crolla. Nice to see you.
Well, what's happening, mate? Keeping well?
Yeah, all good. All good. It's great to be back in the office, but
on a day like this?
Well, yeah, not on a day like this, but this blended working means we can go home this afternoon,
mate,
and enjoy it.
Sam, I'm sure you sat in full suit there as well, pal.
Yeah. How have you found? How have you been getting on with the family through lockdown? Everyone okay?
Mate, yeah. Listen, everyone's okay. Everyone's healthy, and that's the main thing, really. Listen, I think like everyone, at times been climbing the wall, and especially used to being so active and being your days constantly filled up to not being able to go so many places and stuff. It was tough for a certain point, but like I said, there's so many people who was much worse off, and we've got to be honest as well. We didn't really have a lockdown, did we? We didn't really have a lockdown. There's countries, people in certain countries they needed a pass to go to the shop.
Yeah. Whereas
people are going on 3-hour walks, 3-hour bike rides and stuff like that. So
yeah, they couldn't even go out to exercise, could they?
No, and that's it. So we've got to be thankful. But hopefully now it seems things are slowly getting back to working order. It's going to be a while, obviously, but yeah, mate. Well, other than that, just that good. Like you say, you've got to spend a lot of time with my little boy that I wouldn't normally get, so I've got to be thankful for that. And
what's he been up to? Been coming down the gym, were you?
Rascal. Well, obviously, gyms was shut for a long time, but so he didn't. But it was just sort of at home. I failed with the homeschooling, like I'm sure a lot of parents did. But
me too.
Other than that, it was he was just sort of playing football in the garden. We was pretty lucky, really, weren't we, with the weather?
You any good at footy?
That's it.
Can you play footy? Are you any good?
Am I any good?
Yeah.
I'm not, mate. I played on the school team, but no, boxing was always like my first love. But that's my excuse. Yeah, that's my excuse for not being that good.
So how did you get into boxing? How old were you?
I started boxing at the age of 10.
Right.
I mean, I'd gone in the gym a little bit before, and my dad had took me. But I went back just before my 11th birthday because I knew you had to be 11 to fight. And within a few months, I was having my first fight.
What, so you're fighting at 11?
11 years of age, yeah, the first fight.
And how old were you when you got right to the top and won the world championship?
So I won a world title in 2015. Remember 2015? So, wow. Let me work. That's 5 years ago.
I saw you fight at the arena. Was that your last fight?
Last fight.
Was that at the arena?
Yes.
Yeah.
The last few years, I was at the arena nearly all the time, bar a few of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was. But yeah, so I must have been 28. Wow. Yeah, I think it was 28.
So tell us about that night then.
The night I won the world title.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, it's the night sort of my dreams come true. I got into box. I turned professional with 2 goals. One was to try and get a house out of boxing, make life a little bit easier, and the other one was to try and win a world title. And that wasn't like the sacrifices of the previous 10 weeks or the previous year or even the previous 10 years as a professional. It was sacrifices from a young kid, from a teenager, missing out on things to, because I was training the next day or I was competing the week after, and, you couldn't be with your mates and do the things that they was doing. I mean, some of that was probably a blessing.
Yeah.
Not being able to do what some of them lot was doing. But yeah, I always say it, in life, there's not many people whose dreams become reality. And, I've been fortunate enough. I would say fortunate enough. I've worked hard, but I've been fortunate to make a dream come true.
Yeah. Is that obviously the hardest you've ever worked then before that fight? or is it?
No, I'd work hard every fight. Every fight I'd always put in. I was known to be, a very sort of hard trainer, and I would do everything asked of me. But I think when I won it, I felt like that was the chance. I had to take it, so there's pressure to deal with and stuff like that. But all good, mate. All good. I've got, like I say, it's a night that I look back on forever, and one of the best nights of my life, without a doubt, and it always will be.
And who sort of inspired you to get to the top, and who was the most influential person or people?
There's not just one person. There's so many people. I mean, my dad first took me into a gym at the age of about sort of 8 or 9. But
Did he box? Your dad?
My dad boxed. Yeah, my dad boxed. So, but he was never one of those dads who was like, "Oh, I want you boxing." Never at all. It was sort of done off my own back. I mean, he supported me, but he was never a pusher. I always say, I don't think there's anything worse than a pushy parent. But yeah, it was, so there's one inspiration. My family, that's another inspiration. I just wanted to make them proud, my mum and the people around us. Obviously, my family at home, my little boy, I wanted to try and do well to make his life a little bit easier.
Did he come and watch you, your little boy?
He never come. It was just, I never really wanted him to, but the last sort of fight he wanted to come, but I would have rather him not, he nearly did. And it's different now. If I was still boxing now, I'd probably struggle because he really would want to, but I just never really wanted my son ringside.
Is he gonna get into boxing, do you think?
Hopefully. He plays a lot of football. He's only 6, but he plays a lot of football. Hopefully he'll stick to that, or if he'll go down another avenue, like, with sport. But listen, if he wanted to box, it wouldn't. I certainly wouldn't be too happy about it, but I'd just have to support it.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a mutual long time friend in Jed Mason from Mawson.
Yes.
How did you meet Jed? Because he speaks very highly of you.
Jed was a massive, massive help to my career, especially early on when, Jed would sponsor me and stuff like that. And that's, sponsorship I could use to buy equipment, even to put petrol in the car, you back forth and down motorways. It just made training a little bit easier. And without the likes of Jed, there's so many young professionals who end up achieving the dreams. They wouldn't be able to pursue them, in the first place. So Jed was a massive, massive help through my career. And
his Mawson caps are legendary, aren't they?
Say that again.
His Mawson caps,
mate. Yeah, the caps. Yeah, the right back from the United days. But yeah, the Mawson caps. They certainly get around. But
how did you meet him?
So with Jed, I met him through one of my friends was a driver for Jed, and this just, for me, this sort of, you could sum Jed up just by this. One of my friends, he met him on one of the charity trips that Jed, really gets behind, and sort of for children who are struggling and stuff like that. And my friend lost his leg. He very nearly lost his life when we was in school, and he met Jed, and anyway, he ended up becoming a driver for Jed and for Mawson, and obviously my friend sort of introduced us. He says, "Oh, my friend's boxing," because Jed was involved a little bit in boxing. He says, "Oh, one of my good friends is a boxer," and Jed got behind me, and yeah, now he's someone who I'll always, always be thankful for, and I've been lucky enough, obviously, to get to know him on a friend level, and his sons, and I just I've had many great nights at the Mawson like parties and stuff. Do you know what they do? And Jed's a good man.
Yeah.
He's
and have you worked with other businesses? What other businesses have you worked with throughout your career?
What other businesses? I mean, like with fights, there's places like JD, and even sort of local businesses, who sort of helps out, or I've worked alongside them. I don't know if we can say it, like gambling companies and stuff like that. Betting companies. But Jed was always there. I'm always so thankful for anyone who ever helped me. Like that, but Jed was there, from very early on in my career, and he really supported me, and I'm like I say, I'm very thankful for that, and it was always nice. I remember, like I say, winning a world title. I remember going to the office, just showing that I went in the Marston office a few times, and very, like I say, very thankful and just good people.
Yeah, really nice, good family. And tell us about what you've been doing after boxing.
After boxing, so I've been doing a lot of coaching. I've been doing bits of TV, radio, and
do you enjoy that? Do you enjoy the TV stuff?
Yeah, because you know what? Well, you just think about it. You're just talking about the sport you love, aren't you? Just giving just putting in your penny's worth there, pretending I know what I'm on about, and I get one of the best seats in the house, and you're around some of the big nights. I'm really really thankful for the opportunities I get with that, and hopefully that keeps coming. And that, and I've just started doing a little bit with some of the kids at schools at risk of exclusion. I always say, like, people say the naughty kids, but it's not always the case, and in the gym and stuff. So hopefully from September, when the kids go back, and hopefully when all this clears up a little bit and they're allowed to work out a little bit more, it'd be great to have them in.
Are you going to open up a gym?
Yeah, well, I had a little bit of bad news in the lockdown. Actually, a few weeks into lockdown, the building where my gym is in on the top floor got burnt down. So it's got burnt down to the ground. We lost everything. So absolute sickener. But
well, I said, any support you need with that, let us know.
Thank you, mate. No, I really appreciate that. But so hopefully we're just trying to sort that. So by the time I think we get somewhere, get sorted, get the work done, hopefully it'll be good, and we'll be ready to go again for the new season for the amateur boxers. There's a few professionals who are trained. I help out at my old gym assisting Joe, which is sort of a great education for me on that side of things, and obviously the kids from the school. So all good.
And who's going to win this? Who'll win the fight out of Fury and Joshua?
I've always said that I feel like a fit and focused Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight on the planet. So my opinion is Tyson Fury.
Do you know him?
Do I know Tyson? Yeah, I know Tyson. Way back from, I remember first meeting. Well, I met him a bit before that, but I remember he would have been the age. 2006. We boxed in Germany at multi-nations event for a Northwest select team. And that was the first time I'd seen him in action proper. And I thought there's something about this young lad. He was a junior actually back then. So I think he was 17 or 18, because it could go to 17 to 19-year-olds. And you just knew he thought, he's a bit of a special talent.
What's he like? Is he a good laugh?
Oh, mate, it was a good laugh. He was genuine. Do you know one thing I say about him? He was back then he was mad. It was crazy because he was mad. He was like 6'7" or something at the time. But he was a big kid. And you're seeing people where he's, acting and stuff, and people looking back thinking, wow. But he was great, and he loved to sing song back then. And it was great. It was a great trip that I remember sort of really fondly for it.
And you're a big United fan, aren't you?
Big Red. The boys played well last night.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. So he bagged the hat-trick, did he?
Martial, bagged an hat-trick. He was good play. It was important that last night, because obviously Sheffield United, they're challenging, them places.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? Do you like Ollie? I think he's doing a good job. Do you like Solskjaer?
Yeah, I like Ollie. I like Ollie a lot. And listen, it's not been plain sailing, but nothing has since Fergie. But he cares so much about that club. You can see what it means to him. Yeah. And I believe he's the man. I always say back the manager, but I believe he's the man to back us, to take us forward. I like what he's done. And listen, it's still going to take time. And of course, it's hard watching what's gone on up the road and up the motorway as well. But I think that he's the man. I like the signings he's brought in, and I'm looking forward to the next season.
And just to finish off, what words of wisdom can you give the audience that you've sort of learned through your sporting career that you can apply to business? That's a good question, that, isn't it?
First of it, but I think my career in particular is certainly a roller coaster. But I just think, listen, there's going to be ups and downs in any career, in any business, and I think you've got to show sort of perseverance to stick with it and believe in yourself and follow that dream or follow that plan. And sometimes, listen, it might not work out, but you give absolutely everything to try and make it work out. You can walk away with no regrets. I always think there's no worse than thinking, what if, in a career-wise, or if you could have put in more effort.
Yeah.
For me, that's a big thing.
Well, listen, mate, you've been an absolute star. Thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Well, good speaking to you, mate. Take care and hopefully see you soon.
Yeah, definitely see you soon. Thanks again, mate.